Top of the morning, good afternoon, hello, and welcome, dear readers, to your daily dose of crazy good by Steve Chandler. Tea and a book, a marriage made in heaven. All right. Now, for all of you who are just joining today, the last few days I've decided to take out the book and just share a page from the book to kind of prime the pump, to give you a little taste of the upcoming book. Again, our book read starts February 3rd. Make sure to order your book if you haven't. Link is down below. And for all you new folks that are jumping in, feel free to invite your friends. Link is down below. All right. And if you're still not sure about how the book club works, I did a little bullet point of how, starting February 3rd, every Monday morning, I'll send out a little inspirational video with the chapters that you need to read for that week. You'll read those at home by yourself, hopefully beside the fire and a cup of tea. And if you don't have a fire, just go into the kitchen, turn on the oven, and just sit next to it with a cup of tea. That might work too. So you can read down the bullet points below on how our little book club works. Okay, any questions, you can always reach out to us. There's an email down below, support@mybetterlifebookclub.com. All right. Now, I said I was going to read How Can Being in Love Easy? But I found a chapter that I think is more relevant. I mean, love is relevant, of course. But I found a chapter that I think is a little more interesting and not as long. But if you do want to read the chapter ahead of time, it's page 44, How Can Being in Love Be Easy? It's a little longer, and so I wanted to keep it to a minimum of a minute or two today. So let's jump in. This is we're still on, no, actually, this is fifth choice, something versus nothing. My wild attempts at change. Please help me with this. That's what I said to Dr. Nathaniel Brandon, who's one of an incredible therapists on the planet, as I told him about my wife's condition and my attempts to raise children on my own. I had always loved Dr. Brandon's books in psychology and self-esteem, so I called his office and made some phone appointments with him. After a very successful and encouraging series of phone psychotherapy sessions, I flew to LA to have a session in person. We talked about the foolishness of trying to change immediately and radically from nothing to something. Let me read that again. We talked about the foolishness of trying to change immediately and radically from nothing to something. I need to hear that today. From scared to confident. Instead, he taught me his 5% solution. Now, I teach this to coaches and clients. It's powerful. Dr. Brandon had me give 6 rapid answers to the sentence stem. If I were 5% more responsible for my life today. So, here we go. If I were 5% more responsible for my life today, my answers off the top of my head were these. I would get more sleep. If I was 5% more responsible for my life today, I would delegate more of my office work to my team. I'd read spiritual literature every morning, and if I was 5% more responsible for my life today, I'd meet with my children's teachers. I'd plan my day and week more thoughtfully, and I'd ask for help more often if I was 5% more responsible for my life today, which is your question. Take any aspect of your life and think about it. If you were 5% more responsible with your health, what would you do? If you were just 5% more responsible with your daily duties or with dealing with stress, what would you do? He applied the same process to being 5% more peaceful inside, to being a 5% better parent. If I was a 5% better parent today, what's one thing I would do? A 5% better husband, better provider, and so on. It amazed me that the answers were always inside me, ready to pour out. They just needed some prompting and a kind of a game to get it going. By thinking in terms of a 5% improvement, my mind opened up easily. I saw all kinds of little things I could be doing immediately. I saw I could do anything 5% better, but to change something completely was frighteningly hard to think about, and for most of us it is. I never appreciated the full genius in that until years later when I began using the 5% question with my own clients. Powerful. So you have your question. If you are 5% more responsible with one aspect of your life today, what's one thing you would do differently? That's your question. Tomorrow, we're going to look at why motivation is no longer necessary. Woohoo! Have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.